Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm gonna let this sit for a second or two to see if anybody joins the live feed. My name is Phil Bailey. I'm an architect major at Academy of Art and the founder of Modern Masterpiece, my design firm. I'm gonna be doing a little live broadcast tonight to just show my process of AutoCAD to Illustrator, talk about some of my what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and basically just give people an update of where I've been the last couple of months. I haven't really done much live broadcast or vlogging just because I've been super busy with work, trying to establish internships. I've recently went to California to meet MYD Studio that you guys would see from my Instagram, different shout outs through MYD Studio. That went very well. And so I'm very thankful for that. It's about, what time is it? 10:10. I'm going to try to keep this fairly short. This is going to be mostly to test the audio quality, the volume, the stream quality, the smoothness of the mouse, different screens, etc. So if you guys are watching this, definitely leave some comments if you like what you see. So most of you guys that are on my channel kind of know who I am and seen me come a long ways from just a regular old design student or passionate art person to, really an aspiring architectural engineer and designer. And, for those of you, like I said, who may not know, I do go to Academy of Art University. My opinion, I still believe it is one of the best schools in the world. And I'm not just saying that because I go here, but I am saying that because people from all over the world can do art online in their own environment, whether they're in Africa, Oregon, California, in France, Moscow. You can do art anywhere and get a degree all online. My program is a hybrid program where I'll be doing most of my work online, and then I'll be moving to campus to do hopefully my last year or year and a half on site. We have, I believe, over 19 different majors. As always, I advise people to reach out to the school, talk to the advisors, make sure that you know the rigor of the programs. Make sure that if you're getting into a program, that it's one that is comfortable for you. Me being a bachelor architecture student, our program is fairly new. I'm actually a beta tester. We have not had any students pass the bachelor yet with our accreditation, and we need an entire class to pass before the school gets its final accreditation for the bachelor. Cool thing is that the master program has been accredited for quite some time now, and this is why I'm back at Academy of Art, or this is why I was able to start. And I was thankful because there used to not be an opportunity to get a bachelor at Academy of Art. You can only do, as a couple of years ago, the master's, and you had to do interior architecture, which is a totally different ball game. So yeah, definitely check out the Instagram at Modern Masterpiece. Lots of different brands that I follow. Definitely you can see all my portfolio tech stuff. One thing I recommend for you guys is if you don't have an Instagram or a Google Plus, you should definitely get one because it helps me to display my work in a very clean, organized manner. And I get to do things like these different Instagram banners that I did all in Illustrator. I used an artboard array of 2x3, and I simply just, created within that array of artboards. I exported all the images, and you actually upload from right to left in reverse order, and you get things like that. And it's been very nice so far. Here's a project that I'm working on personally, which is a sustainable hillside property in California. And I just did a basic banner of like the topography. I took the topography from Google Earth, extracted it into Rhino, and then from Rhino, I was able to export to Illustrator and in PDF. Here's a much more grand view of that. My girlfriend's hitting me up here. Let's see what she says. I just sent her a video. She's going to check it out. But yeah, my Instagram, definitely has a lot of art and prosperity things, getting free samples from new seasons, or whether it's one of my customers from work brought me an apple. It's just things like that where you're reaching out to the community, and people appreciate when they understand and recognize a human being reaching out to another human being. It's a beautiful thing. So yeah, you guys can see everything on my Instagram, all my tech stuff, my feng shui practices, all that. Again, Academy of Art University, we've got our Facebook community, AAUHU, which is pronounced Ahu. And it started in 2012. I was actually the one to come up with the idea because we had a school app on Facebook and it just wasn't very utilized. We've got just about 3,000 members now since 2012. That's pretty amazing for me to see. We oftentimes have art on display shared by Melinda Metler, who is our Director of Student Relations. She is just an amazing person. A lot of people I got to meet in person from the group, through Academy of Arts expos. And if you haven't been to an expo and you're interested in going to the school, definitely recommend going. If you've been at the school a couple years and have never gotten to campus, I recommend going to the school to check it out. So I'm going to focus on this project here. So I am in Architecture 390, and the class is all about fabrication and 2D and 3D workflow. So we had to take a case study and trace the floor plans. And now in the third week here, we are reconceptualizing an abstract piece, utilizing a theme, through the architecture. And my theme is reflected light, triangulation, mirroring, and the art project is called Church of the Light by architect Tato Andos. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But here's first version. This is from week 2, and I'm working on week 3 right now. But week 2, I took the plan, which is this general shape here, and I traced all the different lines. I assigned different line weights. Let's see if I can zoom in. Oh, I can't zoom in anymore. I assigned different line weights, and basically just wanted to show light bouncing through the structure and what would happen if you extended all the lines of the structure to infinity. I wrote down a nice little piece describing what each of the lines was, the line thickness, what they all meant. A 0.7 line was the smallest line weight, and through its intersection with other line weights in the paraline drawing, it fills in the mass of the building. So you just want to have like a definition of what things are. Let's see if I can zoom out of this. So here's the sheet as I uploaded it to the school. And as you'll be able to see here, my grade was a B+. Professor is Alexa Getting, and she's a very good I'd say cutthroat, straight and to the point, very creative person. She challenges me to think about what I'm doing, and she's not going to just give you a B or an A if you don't deserve it. And a lot like many of the Academy of Art programs, you're not going to get an A very easily. So let's just get that out of your mind. If you're getting a B minus, you should be very thankful for that, because an A means that you are professional. And I've recorded several other videos in the past explaining this. Now for current students, let me just show you this. So here's my post, here's my profile picture. I do recommend creating your profile, you know, putting in your bio or links to your, social media, because occasionally if I see a student's work, I will definitely go to their profile and see if I can relate to them in some kind of way. A lot of you guys know me, I like to network, so that's what I do, is I find ways to find opportunities to network with people. So here's my post. Now you have to upload, your work to the artboard, but when you're making a post for your work, don't just post a bunch of text. Like, don't just post text and then that's it. Or don't just post your PDFs, because when people go and look through the discussions, they're not going to actually see what you have. I want people, when they scroll down through the feeds, to see my work. They can see that I'm pasting the text that was in my graphic, so it's easy to copy and paste if need be. It's easy to read and kind of select and follow. Everything explains what I'm doing, and I have a few different images showing my progress of different phases of the project in the post. So I do recommend to, have a good post. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to AutoCAD real quick. See if I can get rid of this. So here's AutoCAD, and I've taken my original work and I've extended a few more lines to infinity. All the yellow essentially is an add-on. One thing I did, you can kind of barely see, but here circling the mouse or circling the screen is, see if I can do a selection. Cool. So all this area selected here is the section of the plan, Church of the Light. And one thing that's very important about this project is right here, there is an opening which allows a 15-inch void cut through the concrete to let light spill through, which is actually a cross. And so if I zoom out a little bit, this purple line is 15 degrees, which represents the blade wall that cuts through the structure. And it also represents the angle of light. And here, I've created a cross, and I've terminated the cross at a few different points, as you can see here, so that way it extends forever. And that will help me integrate the cross with an overlay of the plan, with an integration of a section. And now what I'm going to do is go into Illustrator, which I have open here, and we're going to actually start putting in the proper scale. We're going to start tracing a few things. And like I said, I'm not going to make this post too long, because it's really just a trial to see if I can produce a pretty good stream here. And look out for some of the group streams that we're going to do over YouTube Live. We're going to have, anywhere from 2 to 10 panelists. We may even have some that are calling in over the phone. And that would be very awesome to put into a live hangout over YouTube. We really want to unite the online students and show them that, you know what, guys, you are not alone, and you just need to take advantage of all the opportunities that are there, which there's just so many. It's literally endless. And so this is all based around the theme of the orthogonal lines, which helps border and the plan of the main building, and then these different 15-degree lines, 15-degree plan, that kind of ties that in together, the cross. And then let's see, probably see if we can find the triangulated version. It's gonna be V2. It's gonna be in V2. So here's a really cool view. It's the triangulated version without any orthogonal lines. I'm gonna go ahead and redo this in Illustrator as well. And these triangulated lines, let me pull this one. These triangulated lines shows the relationship between the interior and exterior spaces, the lines that make up the structure of the building, and the triangles, the acute angle kind of opens towards direction. So you can kind of imagine a flow through the space with the different openings of triangles, which is kind of cool. And I suppose you can look at it as the acute and the obtuse angles would open towards a certain direction. And as you can see, going from left to right here, the small angle opens up to a larger angle, and this is kind of the direction along the sides of the church heading towards this circle here, which is the chapel. Looks like the mouse is slightly off on my screen, so hopefully it doesn't look too off for you. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and save the file in AutoCAD so that way it can be used in Illustrator. One thing that's very important, guys, is if you're taking AutoCAD line work into Illustrator, you want to save as, this is module 2, we're going to go back 1 to module 3, line trace D triangulated. You're going to save it as a 2004 LT drawing. That's a format that Illustrator can read. You're going to hit save. Contains objects that are not supported, blah, blah, blah. Don't show me again. Okay, so now we're going to go into Illustrator here. We're going to, I'm thinking I should, I believe she said it was 24 by 36. So I'm going to actually create new. Come on, Windows 10. I'm on a solid state hard drive. It should be a lot faster than that. My hard drive had to wake up. I'm pulling Illustrator off of a 4 terabyte external hard drive. All right, so we're gonna do new. We're gonna do pixels. Actually, sorry, inches. 36, 24, 36. Bleed. Let's do a 1/4 inch bleed. That way we can actually design all the way to the edge and not have any gaps around the PDFs or prints. Other than that, I think we're good. So here's our sheet here. Now we're gonna open. We're gonna open the Google Drive. Module 3, drawing. Okay, so here's kind of an important thing. So when you're importing into Illustrator, we're going to want to do 48:1 is going to be 1/4 inch equals a foot scale. And let's see, center artwork, and if we do merge layers, no, let's keep layers as is. Let's test out this here. Fit on screen. You can see here it's all pretty much grouped now. We'll turn all lines black for now. See if that worked. Control A. See if we can turn the lines black. Not quite sure why it's not working that way. Try a different color. Okay. Okay. Hit tab to go full on. So this is not bad. It's not bad. You can see the section in there. But I'm missing a lot of information, so the scale here is going to be just a bit too high, because here is actually kind of the focal point of the original. In this area, right here, this is that cross. So what I'm going to do is close that. Don't save changes to it. We're going to try that again. And this time we're going to make it 96:1. You want to just keep going up in equal numbers. That way we can see how much of what is going to fit on page. Let's zoom all the way out 50%, say, so we can see a little bit more on the screen. Let's do 25%. So yeah, this is not bad. I think one of the things that the professor wants is for us to have good composition and to have a purpose for everything. So I particularly like the light reflecting off of the corner of the page and then coming back. But see, now we're going to cut off, we'd be cutting off one of the sections there. So if I move it over just a little bit, one of my themes also was rule of thirds. So we've got this lower left corner has a section which, you know, it's kind of just there, honestly, but the lines are extended over to infinity. And then if we were to zoom in to say 100%, these lines all intersect. So we're going to go in. I'm going to actually do fit on screen. It's just way too much going on. All right, so fit on screen. We want our layers. Keep our layers on. Let's see. So let's make, for right now, turn the lines all one color. Okay, so let's put in a background there. Call it background. Also, we're going to copy from here and paste it here into our final sheet. That's one thing I actually forgot to do. But now let's make sure, let's do view, fit on screen, hide the layer for now. Try to keep everything in line. Throw that reflection just off of the sheet there. And as far as here, let's do, again, rule of thirds. And let's drop down this line. I want everything on the sheet to be perfect. Okay, so now that looks pretty good. Let's make all the lines now actually white. Make all the lines for now white. Now we can't see them, but in the layers, we're going to create a new layer, background. We're going to, for now, lock that above layer. So with the background layer, let's create black and extend all the way. And you know what? Let's extend beyond the bleed lines. And the difficult part about this project is it's supposed to be all monochrome. You can't use any color whatsoever. So now we can see our red border, which is our bleed line. We can see let's go ahead and so we can see right down in here the selection. We've got our section. Right in this corner, we've got an elevation. The cross cuts through here. And what I don't know is I might be able to create a white area here and then trace over all the lines and make them white. It's going to be a lot of work, but this is how you import into Illustrator. So last thing I'm going to do is I've got one particular triangle. I want to fill that in. So this is cool because if this works out well, it does. This was a polyline. That's pretty freaking awesome. So now I have a lot more fuel to design with in AutoCAD. Let me just even get out of here, do view all fit on screen. So this red triangle in AutoCAD, which I'll go back to, that is See, that's one, but not the one that I was thinking. This one. Maybe a little bit difficult to see, but I actually created a polyline. It's a closed polyline in AutoCAD, which translated into allowing me to fill in that polyline precisely, which is amazing because it would save me a lot of work if I knew that once I got to Illustrator, I would need to fill it in. I could spend time in AutoCAD to trace with polylines, and it would be easier to fill in the shapes. Very cool. And as I said, because we have to do everything monochromatic, let's go ahead and make it white. Can even make it 50% opacity. That translates very nicely. Perfect. All right, guys. Like I said, this has been a good little test here to see what I can do on YouTube Live. My name is Phil Bailey, architect major at Academy of Art University. I definitely don't work for Academy of Art. I just am passionate about the school that I go to. I'm passionate about my AAU community. And thank you guys for watching. If you guys like what you see, you have any questions, definitely hit me up on Facebook. You can find me very easily. You can hit me up on Google+, Twitter. I'm pretty much easy to get a hold of. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys have a good evening.